Okay, hey guys, in this video I'm going to show you how to draw transparent cubes and transparent rectangular prisms. We are going to be changing the drawing technique just a little bit. We're going to be adding lines, that way we can see through the objects. Now, these lines here are all 1 inch measurements. This is so that if you have the wooden ruler, you can go ahead, line it up, and ensure that it is a nice straight line on both sides. If we have access to the T-square rulers, then you can also just, have the ruler hitting the edge of the paper, and this should keep it nice and straight as well. Okay. First thing we're going to do, we're going to go ahead and write down the answer key at the bottom of the paper. So, okay. S still means square, R still means rectangle, RE still means rectangle, R still means rays. These are also known as parallel lines. B is for vertical lines, and then H is for horizontal. Now, if you forgot what direction vertical and horizontal lines are, vertical, they go up and down. Okay, and then horizontal lines, those go side to side. And so this is what we should be seeing at the bottom of your paper. Okay, square, rectangle, rays, vertical lines, horizontal lines. At the top, we're going to go ahead and write down the formula or the drawing technique. And it's very similar to when we're drawing solid objects, but this time we're going to be adding a few lines. Okay, so for a transparent cube, you're still going to start with 1 square, but this time instead of 3 rays, we're going to see 4 rays. Now we're going to be able to add that 4th parallel line through the front face of our square. We're also still going to have the 1 vertical and the 1 horizontal, and we're finishing with 1 more vertical plus 1 more horizontal. Okay. When we're creating transparent rectangular prisms, it's basically the same steps. The only thing that changes is the initial shape that we are creating. So 1 rectangle, then we're going to be adding 4 rays, then 1 vertical line, 1 horizontal line, 1 vertical, and 1 horizontal. And the reason we have the vertical and horizontal split up is to ensure that all the lines in the back of the object line up, and it's not looking, like wobbly or crooked. All right, we're going to go ahead and we're going to start with one right over here. I'm going to line up my ruler to this top line as well as the bottom line. Okay, and I'm going to be on the inches side. Alrighty, so right here where it says 3 to 4 inch, we're going to make a 1 inch line. There it is. I'm going to move it over here because this is where that other inch is. It's lined up at the bottom. Okay. And then all we're going to do is right here, line it up, line it up. Okay. If you happen to have the T-square, you can also have it against this way and do it like that. And so now we have a 1 inch by 1 inch square. Okay, so that's the square, that's the first step, check. Now we're going to go ahead and we're going to add the 4 rays. Now before, we knew that when we're adding the rays, we're always going to start from the corner, line it up to the vanishing point. Okay, right here, right there, right there, right? So this is for a solid object, but we're creating a transparent object, so we need 1 more of those rays. And so that last one is going to go right over here. Okay. And so now it might actually be a lot easier to add the vertical and the horizontal lines if we go ahead and we mark these. Okay, so this side over here, this is the left side of the square or the cube. This is the right side. Okay, When we're adding the vertical lines, we're always going to connect to the vertical lines with the rays that are on the same side. So the ray on this side, on this corner, and on this corner, so these two here, they're both on the left. So when we add our vertical line, we're adding it right there to those two because they're both on the left. Okay. We're going to go ahead and add our horizontal line. Now, there's going to be a horizontal line at the top as well as the bottom because remember, all right, whatever lines we see at the front, we're going to see in the back. So I'm actually going to start at the bottom. This is the horizontal line. This time, the horizontal line is going to connect with the rays that are on the same side. So over here, this was left, right, for vertical. For horizontal, these two rays are at the bottom. So we're going to go ahead and we're going to connect the two bottom rays. Okay. Now vertical again, this time it's going to be the rays on the right side, so it'll be this corner and this corner, so no longer this one. And keeping it lined up. Check. And then we have the last horizontal. This is the one that we're going to line up. And this is with the two rays that are at the top now. And so from here, we can go in, we can erase this portion. Okay. And we're going to erase this back portion too, because again, it shouldn't be crossing the front face or the back face. And now a lot of people like to think that this square is the front face of the cube. It's not, it's actually this square that is the front. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna color it just so that you guys can see. This would be the front face. And then this would be the bottom of the object. Right? And so then that means that this is essentially the side of the object. Okay? So hopefully that made sense. We're going to go ahead and jump into the rectangular prism, right? All right, so we're going to go ahead and this time we're going to draw down here at the bottom. So I'm going to zoom out just so that we can kind of see this portion. Okay, so down here, first step, we're going to draw one rectangle. So I'm going to line up my ruler over here to this line as well as that line to make sure that it's a nice straight line. Here. Okay. And then I'm just going to draw it about here. And I'm making it only 1 inch in width as well. Because it's a rectangle, it does need to be a little bit longer on the sides. So this time I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to rotate my paper. And if you're not sure whether your ruler is straight or not, you can always line it up right here to the horizon line and then scoot it over. Okay. Then I'm going to make this maybe 4.5. I'm sorry, 2.5. So this is 1 inch, 2 inch, half. Okay. So if you bring it up right here, 1 inch, 2 inch, and a half. Okay. Then we're gonna go ahead, 8 to 9. That's 1 inch. Then we're going to go ahead and right here. And boom, there is the rectangle. So that's step 1. Okay. Check. We're going to go ahead and add the 4 rays. So always when we're adding rays, we start from the corner and we go towards the vanishing point. So over here, corner, towards vanishing point, corner, towards vanishing point, corner, towards vanishing point. Okay. And then again, this is a transparent rectangular prism, so this time now we're going to go ahead and front face. Okay, so now we have all 4 rays or parallel lines. From here we're going to go ahead and start adding the 1 vertical line. So this is the left side, this is the right side. We started on the left over here, so we're going to start on the left over here. This is on the left corner, this is the left corner, so vertical. This one's vertical. We're going to go ahead and add it there. Okay, so then boom, there it is. Now we're going to go in and add our horizontal. Again, you can add the horizontal because there is one at the bottom as well as the top. You can start in any direction, but I usually start at the bottom because it gives me a better visualization of the spacing. So this time, instead of looking right or left, we're looking top or bottom. So these 2 rays, they're at the bottom, so those are the 2 that we're going to connect. Okay, horizontal. Now we're going to go in with the other vertical. The other vertical is on the right side, so this time we are connecting the rays that are on the right side. On the right side. Okay, check. And then now we're looking for 1 more horizontal, and so this time we need to close it up at the top, so it's going to be the 2 rays that are touching the top rays over here. Okay. So there it is. Check. And so now we can start erasing these portions of the rays that we no longer need. Because we've just closed up our object, these rays no longer exist. Only the rays on our object, because they're showing us the edge of the object. The only other ray that we're going to continue to erase is this one over here on the right side, because it should not be crossing the front face on the back. Okay, and so because it is below the horizon line, we can see the top. This would be side 1, 2, 3. And then all these other interior lines are the inside. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and I'm just going to color it so that we're all on the same page there. So this is one face, then this is another, and then this would be the front face. Okay. Hope that was super helpful. You're going to go ahead and add 4 more of each. Only 2 of those 4 can be on the horizon line, so it should be 4, 4, and 2. All right. Good luck.